Using reported speech in English is an essential skill that allows us to communicate what someone else said without quoting them directly. Instead of repeating the speaker's exact words, we report the meaning of their message. This is especially useful in daily conversations, storytelling, academic writing, and news reporting. Mastering reported speech can make your English sound more natural, sophisticated, and fluent. When we use reported speech, we usually make changes to pronouns, verb tenses, and time expressions to fit the context. For example, if someone says directly, "I am tired," you can report it as, "She said that she was tired." Here, the pronoun I changes to she, and the tense changes from present, am, to past, was, because we are reporting something that was said earlier. This process is called backshifting, and it's one of the most important rules in reported speech. Generally, when the reporting verb, like say, tell, ask, explain, is in the past, we move the tense of the original sentence one step back in time. For instance, I work here becomes, he said he worked there. However, backshifting is not always necessary. If the situation being described is still true or relevant at the time of speaking, we can keep the original tense. For example, the earth moves around the sun would still be reported as, he said that the earth moves around the sun, because it's a fact that never changes. This flexibility allows English speakers to convey meaning accurately depending on the context. In addition to changing verb tenses, we often need to adjust time expressions. Words like today, tomorrow, yesterday, or next week usually change when we report speech. For example, I'll see you tomorrow becomes, he said he would see me the next day. Similarly, we met yesterday changes to, they said they had met the day before. Making these small but important adjustments ensures that your reported speech is grammatically correct and clear. We also use reported speech for questions, requests, and commands. For yes-no questions, we add if or whether. For example, do you like coffee? Becomes, she asked if I liked coffee. For WH questions, we keep the question word and change the sentence structure. Where are you going? Becomes, he asked where I was going. Notice that in reported questions, we do not use the auxiliary verbs do, does, or did. For requests and commands, we usually use to plus the base verb. For instance, please sit down becomes, he told me to sit down. One important thing to remember is that reported speech helps make your communication smoother and more formal. Instead of quoting people word for word, which can sound repetitive, you can summarize and focus on the message. For example, in storytelling, rather than saying, she said, I can't come, and he said, why not? You can say, she said she couldn't come, and he asked why. This version sounds more natural and easier to follow. To practice reported speech effectively, start by listening to dialogues or watching movies and try rewriting the conversations in reported form. You can also read news articles where reported speech is commonly used, such as, the president stated that new policies would be introduced. Pay attention to how professional writers report information clearly and accurately. In conclusion, reported speech is a vital part of English communication that helps you convey what others have said in a clear, structured, and natural way. By learning to change pronouns, tenses, and time expressions correctly, and by practicing with different sentence types like questions and commands, you can gain confidence in using this form. Whether you're writing an essay, telling a story, or reporting news, mastering reported speech will make your English more fluent, precise, and professional. So, next time someone says something interesting, practice reporting it in your own words.